lot of times, our ego and pride will make witnesses in the lifeboat to our drownings. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that there are people willing to help us in life. People who have resources, whatever it is, money, time, connections, whatever it is. And all too often, we refuse that out of just pure ego. And sometimes it's embarrassment, sometimes it's shame, sometimes whatever reason it is, we refuse it, and therefore we often drown as a result. Now, I know there's going to be some that'll say there's something to be said about swimming on your own, things like that. That's great if it's manageable, but sometimes there are people, and we know this, who are in situations over their head, and what they need is external help. And in history, most people have had help from somebody on some level. It may not have been that rich uncle or your parents or, but that person who gave you that job. Whether you're qualified or not, there's probably other qualified people as well. So my point is, we don't often do things completely and wholly by ourselves. And therefore, when it comes to receiving help, allow it. Because how many times have we been the people in the boat and had to tragically watch somebody continue to just go under and struggle when it wasn't necessary? Again, ego can be a very tough thing to overcome at times, especially when we think that we're either supposed to do it ourselves or we can figure it out. And sometimes the things we're trying to figure out are insurmountable equations for one person to have to take on. That's why there are professionals in other areas. It would be like trying to change the plumbing in two areas in your house at once. Well, sure, you can turn off the water, do this or that, but sometimes it's a two-person job. Sometimes it's a three. So that's why we have teams. That's why we have the ability to say, I need help. That's why we should have our circle, the people that we trust, or the people that we can look at and say, I would trust you in this moment to be able to help me. Even if it's embarrassing, even if it feels shameful, even if it's something that you didn't envision for yourself at this point in your life, you still have the ability to reach out. Somebody is reaching out to you or us or has, and sometimes we've been the people reaching out. Reach out and take that hand. Don't let somebody else's hard work and their ability to now share their wealth and share their accomplishments with people that they love and care for, don't let that go out the window. You can pay them back, and they may not want what they gave you in the form of, again, money or items or things like that, but just being there possibly to listen for them is the outreach, is the reciprocal energy. It doesn't always have to be one thing for the other, exactly what they gave you, you gave back. Now, sometimes it's a loan. Sometimes it is a financial loan, but sometimes it's a loan of sorts where I've given you of my time and effort and attention to help you heal, and you can do the same for me when I'm going to need it, because we ride this roller coaster. It's cyclical. We go through a range of emotions, and we're supposed to. So when you have the opportunity to repay that, or however you want to put that, in your own way and time, you do that, and that other person will recognize what that means. And I think that it's an important piece, because we see how people can struggle at times, and a lot of times what people struggle with isn't of their choosing. Circumstances have visited us all in ways that we did not expect. And I can tell you personally, being on the streets, that wasn't something that I anticipated, but there were so many people that saw what I was going through and helped me. And there were times where, yeah, it felt embarrassing. There are even times now in this stage of life where I've received help from some amazing people, and it was in a way that wasn't embarrassing. It was just in a way that I never thought that I needed the help, and therefore they were willing to utilize their resources, their time, their energy to help me. And in return, I feel I've done the same for them in a way that was non-financial. Sometimes you are not on the same level for certain things. So where I'm not on the same levels with somebody for money, I might be up here for perspectives and things that people look at me for, philosophies or ideas, or what are your thoughts on this? So a lot of times it balances out, because they're not worried about the money, and I'm not worried about sharing my ideas and time. So it's giving freely, and it's giving from love. no matter what it is. Giving something superficial like money is not a lesser form of giving, because they're still giving of themselves wholly and freely. So I hope that this finds or resonates with somebody who might need to hear it in this time of your life. And maybe you can leave your ace up the sleeve advice, comment, experience over a time that it has happened for you, whether you were in the water or in the boat, because either way, it can be a tense time for people to watch people struggle or to be struggling yourself. Subscriptions to the channel are free, you know this, and would love to have you guys hit the subscription button, share it with your friends, and maybe they can contribute to the chat as to what experience they've gone through when it came to struggle, how you overcame it, or how you convinced somebody to allow you to help them. And sometimes, sadly enough, people drown because they just won't take the help. If I'm not mistaken, there's something biblical about this. I've never read the Bible, and this is not a religious pro or con sort of post, but I believe that there is something to this that I've heard. Yeah, it has this very same notion to it. So good to know. I guess I'm online with that. But as always, guys, I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.